Valley Talk on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
And welcome to Valley Talk. Beautiful day outside. Glad to have you with us today. We've got a busy show. In fact, George Taylor, Mark just read a story about George with Applied Climate Services. We're going to have him for a half hour, the last half hour on Valley Talk today. We're going to talk about that, about what he believes as far as global warming. Is it true? Is it not? I know we've all heard the story from both sides. And we're going to talk, frankly, about that, about what happened with the state, why he was fired, why George thinks he was fired. That's all coming up here in the last half hour of Valley Talk, so stick around for that. We're also going to be talking to three nice people who are here from Mega Foods. They're in the studio today. Jake Murphy is the Albany store manager for Mega Foods, and also Stephen Ellis, the assistant manager. Now, this is their broadcast debut on radio, and they're sitting here chomping at the bit, just waiting to go and broadcast for the first time ever. So, Jake, welcome to Valley Talk.
Thank you.
Your broadcast debut.
Yeah.
Don't let us down.
I'll try not to.
Love your store.
Thank you.
Karen McConnell is the bakery deli manager. You know, that's my favorite part of the store.
Cool.
And she does the radio spot, so she's kind of a veteran at this.
Yeah, sort of.
So we'll be talking about Mega Foods, what they have, specials they have, and some of the history and what's going on at Mega Foods. That's coming up. First thing we want to talk about is an effort that I've been involved with for about a year and a half or so. When I was in Bend, I had an outreach called Operation Eagle's Wings, and we were trying to tell stories of veterans. And I got involved with the Honor Flight program. Honor Flight is where it's an effort, nationwide effort, to raise money to send World War II veterans who cannot afford it back to Washington, D.C. to see the National Monument, to see the National Memorial, the World War II National Memorial. And Jay Burcham, a local businessman with Burcham's Metals, has stepped up. And what we have done, thanks to the help of Jay and others, is we are going to be having two showings of Honor Flight 1 Final Mission is the name of the movie. We tried to do this before. We didn't sell enough tickets, but we're going to do it again because this is important. It's important to tell the story, and it's important to raise money to send Mid-Willamette Valley World War II veterans back to Washington, D.C. There's going to be two showings. The first showing is going to be May 18th at the Pix Theater in Albany, 200-seat capacity there. And then on May 25th at 1 p.m., there'll be a showing in Lebanon at the River Center. And tickets, right as we speak, are available at the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce. Tickets are $10 each, and every dime raised by the ticket sales will go to Honor Flight and will help pay for Mid-Willamette Valley veterans to go to Washington, D.C. On the phone with us is Mike Pungercar. Mike heads the Mid-Willamette Valley hub of Honor Flight. Mike, thank you for being with us on the show again today.
Appreciate the opportunity to talk again.
Talk about Honor Flight. Why is it such a special program?
Honor Flight, again, goes back to the dedication of the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. in 2004. It started with just one man with his own plane taking a friend who was a World War II veteran back there, challenging other pilots, if you will, to do the same. And to make a real long story short, here we are in 2013, and Honor Flight exists in 41 states across the nation, 117 hubs like our South Willamette Valley hub right here. And it's a time-sensitive, critical program, especially when it deals with these World War II veterans. These vets, when they came home 70 years ago, some of them got a few ticker-tip rates, but the majority of them got out, were discharged, and expected to just go on with their life and put the war behind them. The World War II Memorial was the last of the major memorials dedicated after it followed the Vietnam and then the Korean War memorials. And what we do is free of charge. We take World War II veterans back to Washington, D.C. on these honor flights to get the recognition that they never received, but so well deserved for what they did for our country.
We're going to take a clip from the movie here in just a moment. Also, one of the things is we talked with Free Think Media to arrange for these showings here in Albany and Lebanon, is they're really encouraging that young people see the story, because we want to tell the next generation or the young generation the story of, they're often described as the world's greatest generation, but exactly what they did, what it was like to fight in the Battle of the Bulge, and what it was like to be in World War II. There's something about the first-person accountability of someone who was there displaying and sharing their story. And so Free Think Media is very, very interested in having young people watch this movie.
That's a part of our history that's being lost, and it is so important to get this word out to the younger generations while these veterans are still with us. There were 2 obituaries in the Register Guard this morning, and it was 2 more World War II veterans. We are losing them across the nation at a rate of around 1,300 a day. So the time is really important. Everyone, I have got a trip going Thursday. We leave Thursday with 25 veterans for Washington, D.C. for our first honor flight from the South Willamette Valley Hub. We have a second group of 27 veterans going May 16th to 19th. All of these veterans are between 85 and 94 years of age.
94 years of age. That's old. And that's why it's so critical to get these folks over there now, because quite frankly, they don't have that much time left.
No, they don't.
All right. Let's play a clip from Honor Flight One Last Mission. This is a trailer from the movie, and we'll talk about it just a bit more, but this is Honor Flight One Last Mission.
To see this actually come to life was absolutely amazing. It exceeded every expectation that everybody ever had.
They came home with their duffel bags and put them in the back hall and never talked about it again.
And then we found out that we were going to Iwo Jima.
When I was liberated, I only weighed about 70 pounds. There's only 3 of us that survived.
Your heart just goes, oh, man.
It took 60 years for us to build a memorial to these guys.
They never got the welcome home that they deserved.
He has cancer. He kept saying, I'm going to be strong enough to make it to the World War II memorial.
We fly World War II veterans to see their memorial at no cost to them.
I'm Bob Dole and my wife Elizabeth. We come out here a lot. We've got to let everybody know the sacrifices made by that generation.
You never forget it. You never forget it.
The ones that didn't come back are the heroes.
That's one day in their life they'll never forget. That's what it's all about.
I met Ed. I never knew he was alive. And
We will never, ever forget.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Everybody.
That's a very moving trailer, isn't it?
It is.
Mike.
And people who want to see the video with that trailer, get the audio and the picture, can get that at swvhonorflight.org. Click on the news link, and we have that trailer available for people to watch.
So what we're doing here, there's 2 showings in the Mid-Willamette Valley in Albany, May 18th, 1 p.m. at the Pix Theater. Tickets aren't today available to Pix, but they'll be available there here in the next couple of days. And the tickets are $10 each. The tickets right now are available at the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce for the River Center showing, which will be May 25th. Both showings at 1 p.m. Tickets are $10 each for both showing. 800 seat capacity at the River Center, 200 at the Pix Theater, so that's 1,000 seats, $10 a piece. We sell out the tickets, and we need your help to do this. We can raise $10,000 to send 10 veterans of World War II back to Washington, D.C. to experience just the gratitude of the nation for what they went through. So, Mike, anything you'd like to add?
The one thing I'll add for all your Albany listeners, you fill that theater on May 18th, and you watch the movie. And while you're watching the movie, we'll be with a group of 27 veterans in Washington, D.C., experiencing exactly what you see in the movie. You can be part of it with us while you're there on May 18th.
Okay, you can also buy tickets at Bertram's Metals. Don't want to forget Jay. Bertram's Metals in Albany. Tickets are now available there, and that location you will be able to purchase tickets for both showings. in Albany, May 18th, 1 p.m. at the Pix, and May 25th, 1 p.m. at the River Center in Lebanon, Oregon. You can also buy tickets right now for the Lebanon showing at the Chamber of Commerce, and here in the next day or two, and we'll let you know here on KGAL when the tickets are available at the Pix for the Albany showing. Again, that's May 18th, and a very big thank you to Bertram's Metals and Jay Bertram for helping us and spearheading and making this happen. And Mike, thank you for all you do for Honor Flight. By the way, I was just looking at something on the website. The largest film screening ever. In fact, you set a Guinness Book of World Records for the screening of Honor Flight, One Last Mission.
When that movie previewed in Milwaukee, Wisconsin last year, it was actually attended by 28,000 plus people, including a lot of World War II veterans, and it was shown in Milwaukee County Stadium, the baseball stadium anyway, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and they packed 28,000 people in for that screening.
Amazing, 28,442.
We'll be happy with 500 in Lebanon and 200 in Albany, and I want to say thank you to Jay and to you for all you're doing up in that area, and we appreciate the support of all the listeners for the World War II veterans and for this Honor Flight program.
All right, so if you have any questions, you can call me. My phone number is 541-280-8833, 541-280-8833. Big thank you also to KGAL Radio for helping to promote this and allowing us to talk about it on Valley Talk and to help be a joint sponsor in bringing this movie to town. Mike, thank you for all you do for Honor Flight. Have a good time, and we'll be in touch.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay, God bless.
God bless.
This is Valley Talk, and help us make it happen, all right? If we raise $10,000, we can send 10 veterans from the Mid-Willamette Valley, World War II veterans, back to Washington, D.C. This is Valley Talk. When we come back, we're going to be talking to the good folks from Mega Foods. Got your appetite? We'll be right back.
When you look out across the Willamette Valley, you'll see plenty of banking choices. Willamette Community Bank is here to give you an option that's pretty unique, like no other, in fact. Hi, this is Sue Kalina, Relationship Manager. Willamette Community Bank provides an alternative to large national and regional banks by offering customized financial services and local decision-making to benefit local people, local families, and local businesses. How many banks can say that?
Willamette Community Bank, service like no other. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Going out to lunch at a nice restaurant can be expensive, and the big portions put you more in the mood for a nap than a productive afternoon. Mama's Fine Italian to the rescue. The small appetite senior menu is just right. Anyone and everyone is invited to order from the Light Appetites menu for lunch from 11 to 4 p.m. with tasty entrees beginning at only $3.95. Why go hungry or go anywhere else for lunch? Eat healthy, eat light at Mama's. Closed Sunday and Monday, so make the most of Tuesday through Friday and join your friends at Mama's for lunch. Dinner only on Saturday. Mama's features charbroiled steaks every day. Make reservations for dinner or pick up a bottle of fine wine. Seating is limited, so please call for reservations. 541-451-5050. That's 451-5050. Mama's Fine Italian and Wine Shop on West Oak between Main and 2nd in Lebanon, across from the Big Blue Napa Auto Parts Building.
Do you suffer from tender, red, swollen, or bleeding gums? Is there a bad taste or odor from your mouth? Or have you noticed any loose teeth or new spaces between them? Then you have infected gums, which could contribute to diabetes or even heart disease. Now there's great news from Dr. Dennis Clark. You see, Dr. Clark's skillful use of laser periodontal therapy has dramatically healed bleeding, swollen gums. Among the hundreds of Mid-Valley laser patients is Michael Hill of Albany.
Procedure, very easy, very nice. No problems on my end. My teeth have felt healthy. I don't have the discomfort that I've had, for about the past 2 to 3 years.
Simply put, gently applied laser light removes bacteria and diseased tissue. This high-tech therapy brings improved health and a fast, easy return to comfortable gums and a normal routine. For a free consultation about the no-cut, no-sew, no-fear solution for infected gums, call the Laser Dentist. Dr. Dennis Clark in Lebanon at 451-1440. That's 451-1440.
Come to Albany's annual Wine Walk, Friday, May 3rd. Stroll historic downtown and sample award-winning wines. Buy your tickets in advance at the Albany Visitors Association or on the night at the Flynn Block or the Carousel Museum. Tour the apartments and office spaces on the upstairs downtown loft tour. Wine Walk is sponsored in part by Albany Rotary, the Downtown Association, Central Willamette Community Credit Union, and Pacific Power. Proceeds benefit local community and international Rotary projects. Wine Walk, Friday, May 3rd from 4 to 8 p.m.
Radio for the Mid-Valley's horse lovers, The Horse Show with Rick Lamb, Sunday mornings at 9 on Smart Talk 1580.
Welcome back to Valley Talk. It's live. The summer is coming to the Mid-Willamette Valley, and it looks, as they say, it looks marvelous out there. It looks really, really nice. Looking forward to enjoying the sunshine here. And a lot of people say that's why we live in the Mid-Willamette Valley, because the springs are beautiful with the flowers and the rhododendrons. And this is the second summer I've been here, and looking forward to it. It's beautiful. Also looking forward to talking to the folks from Mega Foods. Jake Murphy, Albany store manager, with us today. Karen McConnell, the veteran voice of Mega Foods in broadcast world, bakery deli manager at the Albany store?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yep. And the Stephen Ellis, assistant manager at the Albany store as well. Welcome to Valley Talk.
Thank you.
So, Jake, this is your broadcast debut.
All right.
Tell us about the history of Mega Foods.
We started off with our Salem store in 1988. It was purchased by Bob Ellis. It started out on Market Street, and then it moved to Lancaster a few years later. In 1998, we purchased the Lebanon shopping cart. 99, we purchased the Albany shopping cart, In 2002, we purchased the Woodburn shopping cart. And then also in 2009, we purchased a warehouse outside of Woodburn where our main office is now, and we buy product and store product there. We changed the name to Mega Foods for the 3 stores in 2009.
Do you like working at Mega Foods?
Yes, I enjoy working at Mega Foods.
What do you like about it?
I like the fact that I started in 2000 and I started at the bottom and was able to work my way up to store manager. I also like the fact that I can just deal with, we have a general manager and an owner, but I feel comfortable just going straight to them if I have any concerns or anything like that. And it just makes it feel like we're, more family oriented, and it's just, easier, it's nothing against working at a chain, but it just seems like we can get more accomplished at this level. I don't have to jump through any hoops or anything. If I need to get something done, it's right there. We like to help out the community. We're, involved with the Chamber of Commerce in Albany and Lebanon, and, just, being part of the community.
So the corporate hierarchy and that cumbersome challenges that brings is not you don't have to worry about that.
No, it's just one phone call. I just have to make a phone call to a general manager or the owner, and we can resolve any issues. And normally it's not any issues, but just resolve anything we need to resolve right there.
One of the things I like about Mega Foods is you guys really step up and really help out in the community. Whenever there's something going on, you usually see Mega Foods involved in some way. Karen McConnell, she is the bakery deli manager. We were jokingly saying that she's the quality control person.
Yes.
You look very thin for eating all that.
Well, I'm on my feet all day long.
Oh, okay, so you work it out.
Yep.
So, bakery deli manager, tell us a little bit about the bakery deli department. Got any specials?
We do. I'm very proud of the bakery deli. We pride ourselves in our fried chicken. That's something that we're known for. I always say we have the best fried chicken in town. But we also have, we have a huge variety of foods and desserts. We also do custom, platters. We pretty much can do anything anybody asks if they want a catering job, and we can do whatever they'd like, so.
One of the favorite booths at the recent Lebanon Biz Expo was the Mega Foods, because you guys were handing. I loved the white chocolate-covered pretzels.
Oh, yes. Yes,
have been there
from our bulk section, yep.
Yeah, and you're also going to be in Salem and Albany soon.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
It's the Albany Chamber Business Extravaganza that's going to be in mid-September sometime.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also an event in Salem.
Correct. The Salem Expo, the Business Expo, yeah. And that's on May 9th.
May 9th, okay. Stephen Ellis, assistant manager. How long have you been at Mega Foods?
I've been there for 7 years now.
What do you like about it?
I would have to say the employees, the family atmosphere we create. Everyone has a very positive attitude, and like he said, it's very easy to get things done with the owner and the general manager just being one phone call away. It just doesn't take, if anything needs to be done, it's very simple.
Do you like working for a company that gives back so much to the community?
Yes, of course. That's one of the main reasons too. Also is, we tried to do so much for the community, as much as we possibly can and are able to do, and that's just a great thing. It just makes me feel good, and it's awesome.
All right. Specials. I guess there's a truckload meat sale coming on. Let's go back to Jake Murphy.
Yeah, the May 2nd and 3rd, we're doing our truckload meat sale. We normally do 2 to 3 of them a year, and it's a 2-day event where you can get some rock bottom prices on beef, pork, chicken, seafood. We'll have cutters there. We'll have a block outside the meat department, and you can have everything cut. Most of the beef's whole in a bag, and the pork, and you can just have it cut to your specifications right there, and you're going to save yourself, depending on how much meat you go through, you can stock up. You can save yourself hundreds of dollars in a few months' time just by stocking up at this point. It's just really, we get to face-to-face with our customers, out there. The meat cutters get to, talk to customers one-on-one, and we can promote a little bit about what we do also during that time.
You also have natural, organic, and gluten-free?
Yes, we have a large selection integrated in the store of natural, gluten-free, organics. We've had them in for the last couple of years. We've moved at locations that it was its own set, and we moved it in, integrated it throughout the aisles of the store, and it's doing pretty well. And we also have bulk foods we just got in for the last year, and there's also some organic and gluten-free mixed in our bulk foods that we've had in for, I believe it'll be a year this month.
And you have a Facebook page?
Yes, we do. We've started that. Karen actually started that, a month or two ago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's had really good response from that. So, and we have a lot of specials that we post on there, so if people befriend us on Facebook, they can get a lot of deals and see what's going on.
Nice to be friends, isn't it?
Yes.
Bakery, do you make all the stuff in the bakery?
Yes.
Bacon every morning?
Every day.
What time do you have to start?
I get there about 4:30 every morning. Yeah.
That's early.
Yeah. Yeah, but I love it. It's a great job.
Got to get those donuts going.
Yeah.
Super. And you have a bulk section as well with bulk spices.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about that? I know that's...
Sure. Yeah, well, it's actually it's more than bulk spices. It's pretty much everything. You no longer have to drive out of town to get bulk foods. I mean, we have a huge selection of sugar-free products, candies, oatmeal, granola, pastas, beans, everything. And it's rock bottom prices, really good pricing.
All right. Freshest produce in town.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, is that true?
I believe it's true. We get deliveries every day, except for Sundays. We get deliveries 6 days a week, and we get deliveries from Unified in Portland, and we also get deliveries from United Salad outside of Portland. So, it's fresh. It's 60 minutes, and it's down here. We pride ourselves in trying to do better meat, produce, so it's the freshest in town. Rob, our produce manager, does an excellent job. We have a good crew, friendly crew, so I think we pride ourselves in trying to just do better.
Nominated 2011 in Albany for Large Business of the Year.
Yes.
Congratulations for that nomination.
Thank you.
25 years in business. What else do you want to tell you? Anything we need to visit with that we haven't discussed yet about Mega Foods?
No, I think we've touched on a lot of different things, just that we'd like to stay involved in the community, and if there's anybody that has any community events or anything like that going on, they could contact us, see if we can help or do our part. That's what we want to do, is just be a neighbor, be a part of the community.
Okay. Well, I might have an idea. I might want to talk to you about some Honor Flight promotion there. So we'll see if we can do something there. Yeah. Karen, anything you'd like to add?
I just want to say that I've been with Mega Foods for 13 years, and I'm very proud to be an employee with them. I have children, all different school ages, and throughout the years, Mega Foods have been so supportive of my kids in sports and school functions and things like that. They've been excellent sponsors. So, it makes me feel good to be part of, a business that really gives back to their employees as well.
And thank you for doing that. Stephen Ellis, closing thoughts. You're going to make a career at Mega Foods?
Yes, I am. I've been, in food for less ever since I was, born, having my dad start this company. And it's just been great to see the evolution and what we've evolved. And this company is just, just going forward and just moving on and just bigger, better things. And every day is just just...
So helping your dad start the company, or your dad started it?
No, yeah, my dad, just like growing up with the company,
okay.
he started it back, before I was born, but it's been awesome just growing up, seeing faces, by growing up, and, people are still around after, 20 years, 23 years. Mm-hmm. It's just great.
That's great to see, isn't it? The longevity of, usually you can tell a business is a very, very good business by how it treats its employees, and when you go in there year after year after year, seeing the same faces, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So thank you for all the jobs you create here, and thank you for the good buys that you have at Mega Foods. And what are your hours?
We are open 6 a.m. to midnight, every day of the week, excuse me.
All right. Closing thoughts. Anything anybody wants to throw in there?
I'd just like to thank our customers, come in and shop every day. If it wasn't for them, then we wouldn't be open. And just, thank the community of Albany for supporting, our store, Lebanon, Woodburn, Salem. Just, thanks for making us part of your community. So,
all right, Jake Murphy, Albany store manager, Karen McConnell, bakery deli manager, and got some good stuff there. Good stuff. And Stephen Ellis, assistant manager, all of the Albany Mega Food Store. Thank you for being with us on Valley Talk today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great to be here.
One of the things that I need to do right now is to remind you that Quiznos is the sponsor of Valley Talk, and we give away a $10 gift certificate from Quiznos every day we do the show. It's at Quiznos in Albany, right next to the Novak's restaurant. We're across the parking lot from the former G.I. Joe Sporting Goods location. $10 certificate every day we do the show. So you can submit your entry to dave@kgal.com or call the station at 451-KGAL or 926-KGAL, 451-KGAL, 926-KGAL. Put your name in the drawing, and hopefully we'll draw your name out for $10 for Taste on Us from Quiznos. Thanks to Dale and the crew for being a big part of the Valley Talk family here. We're going to take a break, and more to come on the show.
The Osgood File, sponsored in part by LifeLock, not only guarding your identity, your good name, and credit, but also monitoring bank accounts for takeover or fraud. LifeLock is the only identity theft protection company that does that. Find out more at lifelock.com. This is Charles Osgood. A German engineering company called Festo, which has a reputation for adapting animal mechanics to robotic systems, has come out with a robot designed to mimic a dragonfly. They say the Bionicopter, as it's called, can do anything in the air that a dragonfly can. Ellis was on the design team. Sounds like quite a challenge here, Knuben.
The major challenge with the Dragonfly is that it has so many flight characteristics. It flies like a helicopter, but also like a normal plane, and it can even sail. It can also stay in the one spot and fly in all directions, which of course is very difficult.
More after this. The IRS issued an identity theft alert to the millions of Americans who pay taxes, including many of my listeners. Here's former Mayor Rudy Giuliani with a LifeLock identity theft alert.
As a mayor and former federal prosecutor, fighting crime has always been my mission. Now I'm taking on identity theft. The problem has become such a global concern, you can no longer think it will never happen to you. I protect myself with LifeLock Ultimate, and you should too.
Consumers beware. Identity thieves know that virtually everything they need to steal your identity and even your life savings is on your tax forms. Do what Mayor Giuliani did and do what I did. Arm yourself with LifeLock Ultimate. Visit lifelock.com for details and use my last name, Osgood, to get a special 10% discount. Or call LifeLock and mention Osgood. 1-800-838-9470. That's 1-800-838-9470. This is important, so one more time. 1-800-838-9470.
Network does not cover all transactions and scope may vary.
Man's early efforts to design a flying machine involved wings that flap like a bird. They all flopped. But Festo says this robotic dragonfly, the Bionicopter, manages to flap its four wings in different directions all at once. Difficult to design, but easy to fly, says designer Ellis, because the wing coordination is computerized. How fast do the wings flap here, Knuben?
The flapping frequency is much higher with a real dragonfly and always depends on the size of the object. The bigger it is, the slower it is. And the higher the frequency is, the easier it is to regulate and stabilize.
Sounds pretty demanding for you designers right there.
Mechanically speaking, it is very demanding because these powers must all be put into the system in a controlled way without it breaking.
Good thing, too. Speaking of which, the structure of the Bionicopter, robotic dragonfly, is said to be light yet robust enough to survive the impact of a crash. The Osgood File. This is Charles Osgood on the CBS Radio Network.
Need a new bedroom addition or patio cover? Make it easy on yourself by including Fitzpatrick Painting in your plans. Fitzpatrick's new carpentry division has already become the talk of the valley, and you'll know why when you see the results. Kitchen and bathroom remodels, drywall repair, siding, windows and doors, decks, tile, fences, cabinetry, even finish work, you name it, Fitzpatrick's carpentry division can do it.
Fitzpatrick Painting, unsurpassed in customer service and quality.
Hi folks, Jay Farner here, president of Quicken Loans. We're thrilled to have helped over 125,000 homeowners save money by refinancing with HARP. But there are millions more of you who could be saving big money on your home loans by getting HARPed. With HARP, you may be able to refinance with Quicken Loans even if your home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you get HARPed and start saving. Or if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Once again, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Beyond the Beltway with Bruce Dumont, Sunday afternoons on News Talk 1580 KGAL.
And welcome back to Valley Talk. Glad that you're with us today. We're going to be talking to George Saylor here in just a minute with Applied Climate Services. Used to be the state climatologist. A little bit of a controversy there. We'll talk to George about that here in just a minute. First of all, we do want to tell you that the American Legion, they've rebuilt, and they're going to be open June 14th in the studios today. We have Bob Griffin, Tim Beach, Robin Nygren, and Louie White. Thank you for being with us on Valley Talk today. So it's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Who wants to speak first?
3 years.
3 years. Bob, you want to speak?
Yes.
Go ahead. A little bit
July
closer.
4th, 2010. Our building went down in flames, and subsequently we've been in the throes of trying to get back together, get the building together, insurance, all the things that go with rebuilding from a fire. And the 14th of June will be our grand opening.
So it's like the phoenix coming out of the ashes.
Exactly.
Yes. Much more painful, though, I think.
Yeah. Because it was your ashes that you came out of.
Right.
Now, you know, there's got to be a silver lining in every cloud. Now, obviously, we didn't like the fact that a fire happened, but now that you've had the chance to rebuild, you've got a really nice facility there. I haven't been inside yet, but from the outside, it looks beautiful. What can you do in the new facility you couldn't do in the old one?
Well, a lot. The building was put together with the idea of family, veterans' families, to service the family. We have a quiet room for veterans that need to come in and read or meditate or whatever. We have a child's room so they can be entertained while they're in there rather than be running wild or having to be told hush, hush all the time. And then we have a banquet facility that'll hold 300 people. And modern kitchen. And
so June 14th is a big day. What's going to happen that day?
Well, the dignitaries from the American Legion, the state of Oregon will be here. And the city, the mayor, will be there, hopefully. I'm sure she will, because she had a lot of input into getting us on the right track to be able to rebuild at that location.
What time?
It's 1 o'clock.
All right. Now, Robin, you were talking about a commemorative magazine that you're putting together.
Yes, sir. Basically, it's a collaborative effort between 5 of us, rather. Only 4 of us could make it today, but it's what we're doing is we are focusing this magazine on kind of the theme you came up with, which is out of the ashes, and we are looking at our history and why we, as American Legion members, felt we were worth saving. Our post was worth saving, and some of the historical things that we've done for the city and the community and the county and even the state. And then also we're focusing some of our points on local people that have really made an impact, past and present, on this post. The other thing that is really valid to bring up is we're trying to get family members to consider purchasing tribute pieces. And what that is an opportunity to thank your family member for their service, and they can be past or present, living or deceased. And we very much encourage that. We love our vets. We want to honor them in any way possible. That is the biggest and the hugest mission behind the American Legion, and we want this commemorative magazine to reflect that. And we deeply encourage anybody that's interested in possibly purchasing that and contacting us, and we can give out contact information.
Is the magazine going to be published once for the grand opening, or you do it on a regular basis?
This one is kind of the big granddaddy because it is the commemorative issue. There have been like magazines published for the Veterans Day Parade, which the Post is pretty active in too. But this one's going to be a different thing. We want it to be special. We want it to be something that people keep and treasure. If they desire, they send to their service members serving abroad, so they can know that they're being supported even when they're so far away. We're hoping that this will be something worth really writing home about. We're excited.
Great. Tim Beach also is here in the studio today. It's been a long time, and a lot of people put in a lot of effort, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this, haven't they?
A huge amount of effort to go from the burned down building to placing all salvageable items into storage, to moving to a temporary location out on 1st Street, and then gaining more items as we go and putting that into storage, and then taking all that back out of storage to place it into the new building is a huge undertaking for our personnel that we have available. The other thing is the coordinating efforts, because we're still acting as an active post, and we've been doing so for the past few months out of a trailer. So having this new building is a huge reward for us to get in there and continue on with our community service to our surroundings and our veterans.
I'm sure glad to see it opening, and it was nice to see it being built. It's a beautiful building from the outside. I'm sure it's beautiful inside. It's nice to see it finally open. Louie White, glad you're on the show with us today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
What are your thoughts?
Well, you mentioned a while ago silver lining and things, and it was pretty hard that morning at the 4th of July. I was there and watched that happen. And there are some silver linings in this cloud. One of those is that all of the history of that post was in a cabinet that somehow got protected when the building fell down around it. So we have the original documents, the original minutes through the history of that post from day one up to current. They survived the fire, and we're compiling a history of all the things that Post 10 has done to affect this community. And the other silver lining is it shows the fortitude of the local veterans and the community, and the fact that they come together and not only helped us, but also that Post 10 and its members continue to function and do the things that the American Legion does for the community and for our veterans. During that past 3 years when we were burned out and had no home, we continue to function as an American Legion and perform those services to the veterans and to the community. So if you want a silver lining, that's about the best we've got, but it's there.
One of the things I've always liked, I've been involved in several philanthropic efforts and so on and so forth, and one of the things I've always liked about working with veterans is when you say you need help and they say they're going to show up, they show up, and usually they bring a buddy or two. There's a culture in the veterans community and people who have been in the military where they leave no one behind. And when the thing I loved about working with veterans, or still working with veterans, is that they're men and women of their word. They share they're going to show up, and they show up. And just congratulations to all you guys for doing that. I know it's been a struggle to get it going and get it built, but it's got to be a huge sense of relief and satisfaction and pride to see that building there, and looking at June 14th, 1 p.m. as the date.
Yeah.
Anybody would like to share some comments, final comments? Louie.
Keep in mind that grand opening will begin at 1 p.m. Friday, and actually finally wind up sometime Sunday. We'll have days of activity Saturday and go into Sunday.
Do you have a Facebook page or something where they can find out the detailed schedule about what's going on and who's going to be, what's happening?
Not at the present time. We'll have one up and running.
Okay.
Yes. One thing that I would like to say is we are the largest Legion post in the state of Oregon, and we maintain during this traumatized time for us, we maintained and met goals for membership. Even though we didn't have a real home to belong to, our members continued to pay their dues and stepped up to the plate. And I'd just like to thank them verbally because it means a lot. It means that they're dedicated. So, and we are already realizing a surge in membership because the old members, some of them who had dropped out maybe for lack of anything, place to go or anything to do, are coming back. We can see it, and I just talked to the lady auxiliary recruiter today, and she said they are having a tremendous surge in membership in the auxiliary.
Great.
So,
is there anything the community can do to help the areas you need help in right now to pull the event off, or touch-ups or last things that need to happen for the post?
Well, I think the biggest thing is support us once we're open. Come by, check us out. We have amazing things to offer. We're focusing on on bringing your family into this event, and that is one of the key changes that a lot of people will be surprised to hear. We understand that veterans coming home, current veterans that are just coming home, that have been serving over in the Gulf are wanting family time, and we heard that cry when we built this building, and it's a beautiful place. There's going to be we there, and there's going to be lots of fun kids activities, and we're going to have kids events. And the American Legion has traditionally sponsored kids events like baseball and that sort of thing, and we've maintained that activity, but now our home is going to be their home, and we're excited to be able to do that.
All right. One of the things that we'd like to, we're going to be there to cover that June 14th, 1 p.m., and we'll see what we can do, maybe about streaming it live on the internet with video and audio on KGAL.com, and probably VetsHelpingVetsHQ.com. I'm sure Victor Coons would let us put it on his website, and other opportunities as well to share with the community.
Victor's been outstanding in supporting us, and we're very grateful for all the other organizations that have. I did want to give out, if you do want to purchase either advertising or veteran tributes pieces for this grand opening commemorative edition, please contact me. My number is 541-207-8853, and I'll be delighted to set up an appointment and kind of talk to you. And we do have some mock-ups, so you don't even have to come up with the graphics. We're very excited to offer that for you.
For the commemorative magazine, and then?
For the commemorative magazine, as well as for the ads.
All right.
Another thing that we would like to have input from the public is just various bits of historical trivia that they might know about the Post, things the Post have done. I've picked up a few in talking with people, things that I didn't know about. So, for instance, back in the 50s, a church burned, and we provided them a home while they were rebuilding. Little things like that we need to know, and it helps our efforts along.
All right. Closing thoughts. Okay, thank you very much. June 14th, 1 p.m. I'd like to invite the whole community to turn out. We haven't talked to programming yet. They hate it when I do this, when I spring things on them on the air, but, you know, it's a good cause. We'd love to be there. We do have the ability to stream live audio and video at KGAL.com and look for other ways to cover this as well, so the community can, there are people that would like to be there that for physical reasons can't be there, and so we want to help them be able to do that. So, and thank you for all you've done. We have in the studio today Bob Griffin, Tim Beach, Robin Nygren, and Louie White, and they represent scores of others behind the scenes that have really, I keep using the word blood, sweat, and tears, but I know it was a struggle to get this thing back up again, and it's really nice to see it happen. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
Thank you.
All right. This is Valley Talk, and we're going to be back here in a minute. We'll talk to George Taylor when we return.
Serve in Albany and the Willamette Valley for 37 years. Hi, this is Dean Stavros for Stavros Auto Services. The Auto Doctors is the mechanic side of our business and will give you a written lifetime warranty on all work they perform. Jason and I are proud of Jeff, our service manager, and his trained mechanical technicians. Brakes, tune-ups, or any other maintenance your auto may need, Jeff and his team are ready to help. Stavros Auto Services. Same people, same commitment to excellence. You've got our name on it. Find us at packautobody.com.
2 stages, 22 shows, 1 sweet weekend. The Oregon Jamboree in Sweet Home, presented by South Pacific Auto Sales, is turning 21. And we're celebrating with Toby Keith, I like girls that drink beer, Luke Bryan, Country Girls Shaking. Wyoko, Kip Moore, Jared Neiman, and so many more. August 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Get tickets at early bird prices right now. The Oregon Jamboree, presented by South Pacific Auto Sales.
You have to get to the Portland Airport. You have a couple of options. You could drive to the airport, fill up the tank, fight the hordes of bad drivers while cramped up in front of the steering wheel for hours, wishing that you'd sent that last email, struggling into the parking lot for the opportunity to pay an arm and a leg, or take the Hut Airport Shuttle and travel in style. Stretch out and rest. Use the free wireless internet, or just enjoy the trip to the airport. With 5 pickup points and a shuttle every 2 hours. Park free in Corvallis at the Hilton Garden Inn, in Albany at the Phoenix Inn Suites. Next time, take the shuttle. Hut Airport Shuttle. Reservations required. Call toll-free 888-257-0126 or on the web at hutshuttle.com. 888-257-0126 or hutshuttle.com.
How would you rather spend your free time? Working in your yard or enjoying your yard? If you'd rather spend your free time having fun with family and friends in a beautifully landscaped yard, just call Doug Burton Landscaping. Much more than just lawn mowing, Doug Burton provides year-round complete landscaping service for your home or business. Call Doug Burton at 791-8758 or click on the link at KGAL.com or kshow.net. Doug Burton Landscaping. Call 791-8758.
Lace up your tennis shoes and help support the fight against cancer during the American Cancer Society Relay for Life of Lebanon, held on June 28th and 29th, 2013 at Eastland Christian Academy. Teams of 8 to 12 participants will take turns walking or running the track during the event. Recruit a team from your company, organization, or neighborhood and join the excitement of raising money to fight cancer and save lives. Sign your team up today at relayforlife.org/LebanonOR or call Erica 541-401-3302.
If it happens overnight, Eric and Gary have it live during Red Eye Radio on Smart Talk 1580 KGAL.
Hey, Dave Adams here, Valley Talk. We're going to have the folks from the American Legion in the studios. We were just finalizing the date for that, so be listening for promos when we talk about that. But on the phone line right now, we have George Taylor, who was at one time the state climatologist. George, glad to have you on Valley Talk.
Thanks, Dave. Good to be on with you.
So, you don't believe in the global warming thing, and I think a lot of people, like myself, are in the situation of, well, who do we believe? We've got a lot of people out there that are saying, yes, it's global warming, and we've got a lot of people that are saying, no, it's full of bunk, it's just a spin that the government is trying to sell us. What do you think about global warming? Is it happening or not?
Well, it depends on your time scale, Dave. It's definitely warmer now than it was in the 60s. It's cooler now than it was in the 30s. It's warmer now than it was in the 1850s. Temperatures have risen and fallen as far back as we can look, and even tens of thousands of years looking at ice cores and measures like that, we see warm and cool periods. So the Earth goes through a lot of natural cycles. I do believe that there is a human influence on climate, but based on the research that I've done for the last 40 years, I believe that natural variations play a much bigger role in climate change than human activities do. So I don't deny that there's a human influence. I just think that natural variations tend to dominate the climate system.
Is it something to be concerned about? A lot of people are sounding the siren that it's the end of the world and we're going to melt, essentially, or flood because the ice caps are going to melt and the pursuing increase in the level of the ocean is going to flood the coastlands. What do you think?
I'm not nearly that worried. For one thing, the temperatures have actually declined since the late 1990s. We reached a peak in about 1998, and temperatures have actually gone down since then. There are parts of the world, including the Arctic, where there has been a warming. Although in the Arctic, it was warmer in the 30s than it is now. The warmest year in the last 100 years in the Arctic was 1937. But at the same time, you have other places that are considerably cooler, including Antarctica. in which the sea ice has actually grown around the continent and temperatures have gone down. So you get some regional differences, and depending on which area you point to, you can prove warming or cooling. But I really believe that these are natural cycles for the most part. And I think the tropical Pacific is the key to climate change. I think there's a bigger influence of the tropical Pacific on world climate than there is any other part of the world, and that tends to dominate the climate system pretty much on every continent.
You hear a lot of talk about carbon footprint and reducing emissions because it's contributing to global warming. Is that part of the picture, or is that something that you also don't agree with those that are sounding the alarm in that area?
Well, I just don't believe that human activities, including carbon dioxide, dominate the climate system. So I don't really think we can control climate to that degree. I think if we controlled all the CO2 that there was, climate would still change, and change in a significant way. Because I just think that CO2 is really, frankly, a minor player in the whole climate system.
You think you lost your job as state climatologist because you didn't agree with the common feeling among many in government and many thinkers that global warming is happening?
There was a lot of pressure on me to conform to the other point of view, and I refused to do that. I didn't get fired, but I willingly took early retirement, but there was a great deal of pressure on me for a long time from the governor and from other people. So it became a very unpleasant situation for me.
What kind of pressure? Just insinuations? Well, you said pressure. What kind of pressure did they bring to bear?
Accusations, heavy criticism, strong suggestions to either change my point of view or be quiet.
One of the things that you're pointing out at gathering you were at the Lebanon Chamber of Commerce the other day was you showed a graph, and one of the things that was attributed to one of the changes in temperature on the planet was volcanic eruptions.
Yes. When we look at atmospheric temperatures, the two parameters which really jump out are the tropical Pacific, the El Nino and La Nina phases, and volcanoes. Generally, when there's an El Nino, the overall temperature of the atmosphere warms up, and when there's a La Nina, it cools, and those are really strong correlations. A major volcanic eruption, especially involving one in the tropics that releases a lot of dust, like Mount Pinatubo in the early 90s, tends to cool the atmosphere. So between those two things, you can explain just about all the variation in temperature, at least over the last 50 years or so.
So because of global warming, you don't think we're going to suffer the same fate as the dinosaur?
Well, I wasn't around to comment on the dinosaurs, okay. and I'm not sure it was climate that caused their extinction. But again, I'm not particularly worried about the future of climate in on Earth.
Show's about ready to end here, but what are you doing these days?
I have my own business now. It's called Applied Climate Services. I have an office in Corvallis, and I do various kinds of weather and climate consulting.
All righty. Hey, George, love to have you on the show. Like to have you on again talking about global warming and everything going on with the climate. Beautiful summer coming up here in the Mid-Willamette Valley, hopefully. We do want to remind our listeners that we'll be live on location at Four Seasons Market in Albany. And one of our guests will be Ron at Four Seasons Market in Albany. Also, Pat Coxon from the American Cancer Society will be with us as we go on location. One of the things we want to do is take Valley Talk on the road more, get out among you, and find out what is going on. George, thank you for being with us in Valley Talk. Looking forward to having you on the program again.
My pleasure, Dave.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Dave Adams. Enjoy the sunshine, and see you tomorrow.
Your first choice in local news, sports, and smart talk. This is News Talk 1580 KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.